So Representative Alexander Ocasio-Cortez recently went after South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Now, this is after Buttigieg released an ad going after free college for everybody. So I'm not going to show you the ad because I'm not Pete Buttigieg's like campaign guy or anything like that. So I'm not going to show you the stupid ad, but I will read some of it for you. In the ad, he said, "I believe we should move to make college affordable for everybody. There's some voices saying, well, that doesn't count unless you go even further. Unless it's free, even for the kids of millionaires, but I only want to make promises that we can keep." So that's a 30-second spot where, like, again, goes after progressives, not by name, but definitely talking about Bernie Sanders and to a lesser extent, I think Elizabeth Warren, who also has a student debt plan, less of a debt plan, but more of a free college plan for certain people, right? Bernie Sanders, of course, says, no, we're gonna let everybody go to college, and it's going to be free for everybody, and we're going to eliminate all your student loan debt. I mean, the best plan is obvious. But Buttigieg, again, he says, well, I mean, I don't want the children of millionaires going to public universities. Disingenuous talking point. And look, the reason that I hate it so much is that it's basically used to ensure that we will never get this kind of policy. We'll never get free college. And I kind of want to explain how that works and how that's used as a tactic later. But first, I want to get to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's response to this. She said on Twitter, quote, "This is a GOP talking point used to dismantle public systems, and it's sad to see a Democratic candidate adopt it. Let's talk about why Republicans are wrong on this. Just like rich kids can attend public school, they should be able to attend tuition-free public college." And so, look, she is right. It is a Republican talking point, and it's completely wrong. Now, I'll also address AOC's point about public schools and how what's going on right now with public school, why it's in such bad shape, is because, yes, while rich people can go to public school, there are private schools that tend to attract rich people, which leads to basically the funding being sucked out of these public schools. But anyway, we'll get to that a little bit further along. But anyway, now Buttigieg's senior communication advisor, Liz Smith, responded to the ad on Friday by saying the candidate, quote, "won't ask Americans who don't go to college to subsidize it for the children of millionaires and billionaires." God, I hate this talking point so much. It's disastrous. If you're a millionaire and a billionaire, and we adopt this plan, guess what's going to happen? And I'm not saying the Buttigieg plan, but actually the Bernie Sanders plan, which is universal college for everybody. Millionaires and billionaires are going to actually be paying more for this in taxes. So if you're paying more in taxes as a millionaire and billionaire, then why shouldn't you be able to go to college? It makes it sound like the average middle class person is going to pay more for the rich person to go to college, when in reality, it's actually the rich person that is going to pay more in taxes for everyone else to go to college, including themselves. So you know what? If we enact this and a rich person wants to go to a public university, all power to them. Who cares? Who cares? You're actually paying more for it. So you have all the rights to be able to go to that public college or university. All power to you, right? And look, the taxes, by the way, that will fund this, they're mostly, again, paid by people who are wealthy in the form of wealth taxes. And so a lot of people who need this, people who are poor, who don't normally get the chance to go to college without amassing a ton of debt, they actually will not be paying very much, if at all, to be able to go to college under this. And so this is a bad faith argument, right? The argument from progressives is, Everyone should have the opportunity, not just the rich. And so it shows that they're trying to exploit this disingenuous version of class warfare um, in a way that actually prevents good progressive policy. It's ridiculous. Now, Waleed Shahid, a spokesman for the Justice Democrats, also weighed in on this. On Twitter, he said, such a bad faith argument designed to confuse voters, especially when Buttigieg's plan provides free college only for families earning less than $100,000 a year. So, why is this a Republican talking point? Well, because when you sow division, you make it easy to dismantle public utilities, not utilities, but public programs as well, for everyone except rich people. And they do it, of course, so that they can pay less in taxes. And think about this, right? When you have means testing that wealthy people, and not just wealthy people, but means tested programs all over the country are targets because there are people that don't benefit from this. And so there is that natural resentment. It's playing on natural human emotions of jealousy and resentment towards this. Hey, like I pay all this in taxes and I don't get any benefit from this. Why should someone else? Well, that's why you make it for everyone. And so now let me give you a quote here from Rebecca Katz. It's founder of New Deal Strategies. And that's a progressive political consulting firm, right? So now she said, and gave a good example of how these can actually work. So now I got to give credit to New York Mayor Bill de Blasio. Now, Bill de Blasio, he put in universal pre-K. And that program is incredibly successful. Why? Because even billionaires and millionaires will benefit from it. Everyone benefits. And so if you don't have means tested programs, then it makes it more difficult for people to argue against it. Again, if all of us are able to benefit, then and we all pay for it through our taxes, then it makes it really hard to dismantle. And so that's why it works. And so here's the thing. I talk about taxing the rich a lot. And you might get the impression that I don't like rich people. In reality, no, just like everyone else, I actually want them to be able to get something for the taxes that they pay. And they do pay in more taxes, generally, at least in dollar amounts, than I do. But in reality, of course, thanks to tax cuts for the rich, massive cuts from anywhere from Ronald Reagan to Donald Trump and George W. Bush, with the help from Joe Biden, who made a deal with Mitch McConnell to get 94% of all the Bush tax cuts made permanent. Thanks to all of these tax cuts, and a lot of them that impact the rich, you actually do have a system where rich people, as a percentage of their income, actually pay less in taxes than members of the middle class. That's an insane system, right? So that said, yes, I would increase their taxes. And that's what Bernie Sanders is looking to do. But AOC also is looking to increase taxes. But at the same time, you allow them to take part in these programs if they so choose. Again, I don't care if a rich person wants to go to college at a public university if they're paying more in taxes. And they're also paying not only for themselves with the amount they pay in taxes, but also for, say, hundreds of other students to be able to go as well, free of charge. I'd say that's pretty worth it. Then again, not a lot of rich people will actually even go to public universities and will still opt to pay for private schools. And so in private universities, paying out of pocket. Either way, look, this is a winning situation where in a disingenuous argument from Pete Buttigieg that deserves to be destroyed. And so that's why means testing is disastrous and allows the lobbyists and the Republicans and the wealthy and the corporate Democrats to be able to target these programs for elimination or to prevent them from being able to get started in the first place. And so we need free college and we need progressives that are going to continue to push the issue. And look, again, you have people like AOC, you have people like Bernie Sanders that are cutting through these BS arguments And look, they deserve to be signal boosted by all of us because right now, they are our voice and they are fighting for the things that will help benefit not just us, but everyone. And so, look, as a society, things only work when we're all invested in them. We're all on board and we'll all benefit. And that's the way we have to approach these programs when it comes to healthcare and when it comes to education. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.